To do that, you must come down and fill this gap. This gap right here, 390 for 390 is going to be the key going into this week and next week. And if this gap remains open, ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading. Today, market is down about 1.1% there. On the S&P Nasdaq did the same along the semiconductor Dow, Russell 2000, transport, banks, energy, biotech, healthcare, home builders, utilities, retail, emerging market. Every single sectors are red today. Notably, the energy is getting hit much harder while the banks are holding up much better today. Bitcoin is down, gold, silver, miners also down, dollar flat, oil down quite a bit. Treasury bond and VIX popped a little bit. Let's do it. S&P 500 ETF. Spider 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday. It looks like we actually saw a slight gap up this morning. However, my micro-term moving average coming down. The little gap up isn't gonna do much without any kind of momentum or follow through. So on that first hour, quickly bears continue to push it down. Panic settles in, and people are hitting that exit button very quickly on that first hour. And then you can see on that second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth hour, pretty much we move sideways, holding up in this vicinity. I've adjusted this Fibonacci level a little bit, right? Measure from that peak, from this low in early June. And looks like that was at 50%. And it kind of lines up with that first level of Fibonacci here, where we did act as resistance, and that coinciding with the micro-term moving average. Anyhow, so that's a 50%. Should there be any kind of decline or continuation going into tomorrow, 394 and 390 is the level that buyers must protect. Remember, that's a gap area that was opened up in about late July, right? So this is going to be served as support. If bulls can protect this level, there's a chance we might, because the market is oversold. Bears are tired. If buyers can able to protect 390 for 390, there's a good chance at least we're going to see some sort of oversold bounce. And obviously, if you're a seller here, you must fill that 390 up gap, because as long as this gap is open, bulls can fight back. Remember what I said? I'm being fair with the buyers here. I was fair with the sellers right here. Remember what I said about this gap, this island top gap, that bears, you must bring all your boss bears here. Make sure to protect this gap, this island gap, and you can still bring hell into this market, right? Same logic, same application applies here, right? Bulls, if you can protect this up gap, you can still bring some pressure back to the bears, right? Let's check out that oscillator. So that oscillator is, actually the market did come down, as we can see right here today. And today we're down about 1%. And that oscillator is slightly elevated. We're not seeing a whole lot though. It did cross back down. We're slightly elevated. We're not seeing much of a downturn yet. Are we maybe looking something like this here? Only way, if you want to look at that as to potentially looking like what it was in mid-July, is we need to see that cross back up if you're a buyer here. If you are desperately seeking higher prices, tomorrow by end of the day, if this oscillator crosses back up like this, there could be that bullish divergence similar to what we saw in mid-July. Keep in mind, none of these signals mean anything without that substantiating price action. And a lot of these signals can whipsaw back. And obviously, if you're a bear, you do not want to see it. You do not want to mess with that oscillator to get back up. You want this oscillator to come back down and start mopping the floor. And to do that, you must come down and fill this gap. This gap right here, 390 for 390 is going to be the key going into this week and next week. And if this gap remains open, and if this gap doesn't get filled, bulls might still have a chance at least for oversold bounce and a comeback for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening and go train tomorrow.